Fellow citizens of Africa, I greet you in the name of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League of the World.
I wish people knew I was more mature and smarter. I wish I could tell people stop thinking I'm a hooligan and that you shouldn't think that all black people are bad that you see. I want to be a fireman, but I don't want to go to college. I want to be different than the people I see in my life. I want to make quick money, but I know the consequences that go with that. If I could say one thing to everybody, it was that I'm not going to jail or we're going to end up like a thug.
I feel seen when I speak my truth. I feel seen when I talk about my emotions. I feel seen when people see me doing what I love. I feel seen when people know what I'm interested in. When I look in the mirror, I see my father's height and my mother's face. When I look in the mirror, I see years of hardship before me. People always say I'm annoying. People always say me and my mama aren't related. People always say I'm bony. I wish they could see how hurt I've been. I wish they could see the real Chloe. I wish they could see the way I love others. I wish they could see my kind soul. If I could say one thing, it would be to set your own trends.
My name's Malik Sadler. I feel seen when I'm at home with my family. I feel seen when somebody looks at me. I feel seen when somebody talks to me. I don't feel seen when I'm in school. I also don't feel seen when I'm at fancy events because I feel like I just can't be myself. When I look in the mirror, I see me. I see my mom's skin tone and nose. When I look in the mirror, I see my cousin's hair and my uncle's eyebrows. I see a person who's ambitious to get his goals. People always say that I have potential that should be fulfilled, but whenever they say that, I feel pressured to do good, which sometimes makes me scared to live up to everybody's expectations of me. People always tell me that I'm a nice person, but sometimes I don't want to be a nice person, and I feel like I'm always pressured to be nice. Some people call me smart, and others call me a nerd. I wish they could see that sometimes I'm more than what they see me as. Like my teachers, I wish they saw me for more than my grades. If I could say one thing to everybody, I would say always be nice because you never know who you're talking to or who is watching.
I feel seen when my friends and family actually listen to what I'm saying and laugh with me. I feel seen when my sister pays attention to me. I feel seen when people know that I'm hurt when I am. When I look in the mirror, I see my father's face but my mother's attitude. When I look in the mirror, I see a girl that's shy. When I look in the mirror, I see a girl that doesn't know how to express her feelings. When I look in the mirror, I see a girl that doesn't know how to be mean. When I look in the mirror, I see a girl that's ignored. People always say that I'm too nice. People always say that I'm built like my mother. People always say that I'm weird. People always say that I look Asian. People always say that I'm tall. I wish they could see how I really am. I wish they could see how I really feel. I wish they could see what I've really been through. If I could say one thing, it would be, I don't care because it most likely happened before, so I can move on from it.
I feel seen when someone asks me about my interests. I have multiple interests like reading, writing, and theater. I feel appreciated and liked because they want to know more about me. I feel seen when someone asks me how I feel, how I'm doing, and how's my day been. Maybe I've had a bad day and need someone to talk to, or maybe a good day and share my achievements. I feel seen when someone asks me my name or facts about me. That means they want to see more of me than just my exterior form. These times are when I feel seen. When I look in the mirror, I see my mind overflowing with ideas I've stored in my head. When I look in the mirror, I see a girl with the potential to make a change. When I look in the mirror, sometimes I feel bad about my appearance. When I look in the mirror, I see my dad's face. When I look in the mirror, I see my parents' creation. When I look in the mirror, I see what people think of me. When I look in the mirror, I see a familiar face staring back at me. People always say, "Why do you dress like that?" People always say, "Why are you always in your room?" People always say, "Why don't you ever talk?" People always say, "Stop talking for once." People always say, "Learn how to say no." People always say, "You really like that stuff?" I wish they could see my talkative side, how I am with my friends. I wish they could see how I'm a good friend. I wish they could see how nice I am. I wish they could see the real me. If I could say one thing, it would be, don't take pride in being prejudiced.
I feel seen when people are listening to me and my problems, and when people take the time of their day to talk to me, and when they ask me how I'm feeling and if I'm okay. When I look in the mirror, I see my mother because I look exactly like her. I'm basically her twin, and sometimes people think she's my sister, even without my glasses. People always say that I look like my mother because I look like her, or they say I have my dad's eyes, and the rest of my face I look like my mom. And people always say that I talk a lot because when I get nervous, I talk a lot and sometimes I can't stop. Or people always say that I don't look my age, or I'm too big for my age, and some people think I'm older than I actually am. I wish they could see the real me instead of the mean side of me, and I wish they could see the funny and good side of me instead of the other side. If I could say one thing, it would be to stop letting other people talk down to me, or stop letting people get to me in a certain way.
I am Milan Lyles. I feel seen when I'm being listened to, and when people are actually taking the time to talk to me and get to know me. I also feel seen when people take the time to listen to what I have to say, or when they are generally concerned about how I'm feeling. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who gives the most but gets the least. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who barely ever gets listened to at times. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who has learned to deal with the crap. When I look in the mirror, I see me. People always say that I have a big forehead, or I walk weird, or I don't look my age. I wish that people would get to know me instead of thinking that they know me when they really don't. If I could say one thing, it would be to focus on yourself and learn to love yourself before you start loving someone else. Find the true you before you find it in someone else.
I feel seen when I write a song. I feel seen when I cook and bake. I feel seen when I play basketball. When I look in the mirror, I see me on a big stage or singing a song I wrote and played my heart out on that stage to the people who are listening to me sing. On that big stage, when I look in the mirror, I see myself on the most famous restaurant and bakery in New York. When I look in the mirror, I see myself on a big basketball court and playing a very, very good game against a strong team. People always say I'm cold-hearted and I don't show emotions at all. People always say, why don't I talk to people? I wish they could see the person I am outside of school. I wish they could see me. At home, I wish they could see I'm not cold-hearted. If I could say one thing, it would be, don't judge a book from its cover. Because if you do, then you're judging before you get to know the person. So don't ever judge a book from its cover.
I feel seen when people ask about how I feel. I feel seen when I'm asked about my interests. I feel seen when people remember little things. I feel seen when people are listening and asking questions while we're having a conversation. When I look in the mirror, I see my mother's child. When I look in the mirror, I see an aunt. When I look in the mirror, I see a sensitive person. And when I look in the mirror, I see a respectful person. People always say I look mean. People always say I look like my parents. People always say I have good outfits. And people always say I'm spoiled. I wish they could see my sensitive side. I wish they could see my kind heart. I wish they could see my interest. I wish they could see the real me. If I could say one thing, it would be to not let others get in the way of your happiness.